I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mary Beth?
Councilwoman Chapman is absent. Councilman Cookenham? Here. Councilman Deegan is absent. Councilman Reifenberg?
Here.
Supervisor Albrecht?
Here.
Town Attorney Emily Svensson?
Here.
Okay, all present.
Do you want to do that part, or do you, the adoption of the agenda, because we have to, it doesn't, okay. I'd like a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Scott,
Scott,
you have to
I
say
need a
second.
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 All in favor?
Aye.
There are no public hearings. I'd like a motion to accept the meeting minutes of 1/6/25.
So moved.
All in favor?
No,
No, second.
Yeah, that's
We're
okay.
on.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All official correspondence is on file in the town clerk's office. As a presentation tonight, I'd like to introduce the co-president, Janice Novette, who will be giving us an update on their 24 season and looking ahead for their 25 season. And just when you get up there.
There we go.
Thank you.
Hi. Well, thank you for the opportunity to share our progress as a garden. And thanks to the Pleasant Valley Garden members who are here. I know you have the full document, but in the interest of time, I'm going to condense some sections. So this report is in recognition of all of the support that the town has given the garden, especially in the beginning when it was just a dream and an idea. And we've developed it into a true community asset. We thank the town in the multiple ways you've supported our efforts, including providing the land, donating a shed, and maintaining the fields surrounding the garden space. We've had another successful growing season in 2024, donating more than 1,700 pounds of locally grown fresh organic produce to our neighbors through the Pleasant Valley Food Bank. This follows our first year donations in 2023 of more than 1,500 pounds. Together, that total is 3,300 pounds of produce to the pantry. We continue to operate on that vacant lot. It's now 90 by 100 feet on Salt Point Turnpike. If you haven't been there, it's near Baker Field. Please come and visit. And we still have our insurance, our post office box, our checking account, and our nonprofit status. We continue to hold meetings, as we have every month at the library, the first Thursday. And we have a board of co-presidents, myself and Sandra Larkin, a vice president, Jean Curley, our treasurer, Gwen Davis, and our co-secretaries, Karen Plew and Paulette Thomas. And we have been able to plant for spring, summer, and fall harvests. We've also been able to raise money through direct canvassing of our local businesses and citizens, and we've also had cornhole tournaments and email outreach. This has enabled us to secure over $8,000 so that we could construct a new permanent fence around the garden, which was completed in November of 2024, and now it expands our footprint to the final 90 by 100 feet, giving us about 50% more growing space. And we are now protected from all the critters. And you can see the list of public businesses and sponsors. It really represents the strong public support we've received as a garden. We are now in the process of redesigning the original garden, so we have more plots. We've also been able to enhance the pollinators and local ecology because in addition to vegetables, we plant native plants and herbs and other pollinator flowers that the bees love. And we also are able to tend the garden ourselves. We have a brigade of loosely organized volunteers, and we have a process for seeding and watering and thinning and weeding, and we do this twice a week, usually on Saturday mornings and Wednesday mornings throughout the growing season. We even had a Pick Your Own Flowers Day at the end of the season in October, so our neighbors could take home some of the flowers from our garden. We've built a multi-chambered mulching system, so we have ways of getting compost through the garden, and we developed a lovely drip watering system that helps during our drought times. And you may remember our proud parade of veggies during the Pleasant Valley Weekend Day, and we hope to always continue to do that kind of outreach to the community. We also have a lively social media presence on Facebook, and we have a full website that I hope you go and see. We've also written stories for the Northern Dutchess News to publicize what we do and get people involved. We're also very involved in not just growing food, but growing community and sharing educational opportunities. So we're working to provide all of the folks who come to the garden with additional education about gardening. We've also done this with the Pleasant Valley Children's Educational Community Garden Camp last summer, and we are going to continue that work this summer. We also continue to communicate with the Pleasant Valley Food Pantry and Steve Gessner to really determine which vegetables are really preferred by the clients. So, in addition to fundraising for ourselves, we were also able to donate $500 to the pantry as part of our successful efforts on their behalf. So, looking forward to 2025, our next steps, we're going to be doing a vegetable gardening series where people will learn what to plant, what to harvest, and how to go through the full season, and we'll have hands-on opportunities at the garden, which is really the best way to learn. We're going to continue the work with the children's program at the camp. This week, and I hope you come, we're having yet another benefit for ourselves, and it's the Beat the Winter Blues, a winter concert with Bob Arthurs, and that'll be next Saturday at the church, St. Paul's Episcopal. We are also, yes, this Saturday, we're also investigating sources of grants as we can and continue to fundraise for seeds, plants, and equipment. So please spread the word and help contribute to a successful 2025. And in our way, as we continue to grow food and community, we respectfully request the following assistance from the town board: that you continue to brush hog the field surrounding the field regularly and mow the grass area around the 3 sides of the garden to reduce the tick exposure for gardeners and visitors. We thank you, the town board, for this opportunity to share our progress, and we look forward to your support of the garden for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Just before you go.
Yes, any questions, suggestions?
Yeah, just if you can just share for those here and watching your website. What's the website? So if people want to get in touch or volunteer or anything, they can go on there and check it out.
It's pleasantvalleycommunitygardens.com.
Okay. And
Yes.
if they look that up on Facebook, they'll get to your page as well?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So
I-
please come.
I gotta say, I've been here for 3 years and then sitting in the audience before that. I think I remember prior to me being on the board, there was talk of being across the creek, and there's not many things being on the town board where you can see from the beginning to what it's been now, and this is one of, I think, the only thing where I went, I think, to your first meeting at the library with John Delvecchio at the time, and to see just in a couple of years what you guys have done is pretty amazing. And anybody that's out there, you should go to their cornhole tournaments and these events. They're a lot of fun. Just great people, so I appreciate everything you guys do.
Thank you. And it is an amazing combination of people with an amazing diversity of talents that enabled it to happen.
And you'll
So-
learn a lot. My
Yeah.
basil did much better this year because of Gene Curley, so.
And we say we have fun while we grow food and build community. So it is a lot of fun.
And just think all the people you fed. That's a lot of produce.
It's a lot of, but it's
Yeah.
good produce. All the people we're keeping healthy, right?
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you very
And-
much for the
Thank you.
update.
And thank you for helping us do this from the very beginning when it was just an idea and a dream. So thank you.
Can I suggest that we take a look at some point at the memorandum of understanding between the garden and the town and just make sure everything's up to date? Because it sounds like you're doing more than when that was first put together, so. yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
That's great. Let me know when. Thank you.
Okay, I'd like a motion to open up the public comment portion of the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody would like to speak? Okay, I'd like a motion to close the public comment portion of the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, as a new business discussion item, Councilman Reifenberg, excuse me, is going to explain a third-party testing for the new town hall construction.
Yeah, this will be super quick. I had it on the agenda last meeting. There's a resolution tonight to appoint and hire, basically, to go into contract with a third-party tester who tests the concrete and all that stuff that the town wouldn't test, so. it's
Well, we have
basically
a
all I
resolution for it,
There's
too.
a resolution
Yeah,
there, yeah. So.
yeah. Do you have any questions? Okay.
No.
Okay, so, under old business, the highway superintendent is looking to purchase a new roll-off truck for the refuse station. My personal opinion is that we should go with the new one, because the used one is $175,000, it has a lot of miles on it, and when you drive out of the place, if the transmission drops onto the ground, we're responsible for it. On the new one, we can spend a little bit more money, but we get a 5-year bumper-to-bumper warranty on it, and nobody else's headaches other than our own. So, but I would like to hear from everybody if they want to discuss anything.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with it. The only thing I was just wondering is, we were supposed to get numbers with the lease of doing it, correct? For leasing it instead of buying it. I thought it was just,
Is absolutely
Lear-
worth it.
okay.
Yeah, if we couldn't do this and we had to do the lease, but the lease is just too much money.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
just,
So, yeah, the highway superintendent, I had brought up, that I wanted to see the numbers of some used stuff, and it's out there. The one that I was specifically looking at, I think had almost 200,000 miles on it.
Yeah,
There was leasing stuff somewhere in
it
here.
is on there.
I just can't. They double-sided all the paperwork, so it's hard to find it, but I was looking at it today. Yeah, I agree. If the town, there it is, yeah. If the town didn't have an issue with having so much fund balance, I'd probably say, yeah, it makes sense.
Right.
But it's a pretty significant extra amount of money, tens of thousands of dollars to lease it. But yeah, even looking at the used trucks, it's not that significant of a difference in price. I mean, and then just having the guarantee, it wasn't as dramatic as I thought it would be. So I think I've looked at the stuff that I need to see. So I know there's a resolution later on for it.
Yes. Yep, there is. Okay, the next is for John Baxter also, the purchase of a new gas furnace, fired furnace. And what happened was we put it out to 3 different companies, and the lowest bid for the better piece of equipment is $16,500. And then the one company never really got back to us with exactly what we wanted, so. Did you have any questions about that?
so the one from Fox there isn't complete with what we want it done then?
No, because, and
So
they
the
never
price
got back.
is-
They,
Okay,
yeah, what happened was they, the model that they gave us was only 100,000 BTU.
okay,
It was supposed to be a 200,000. And when they were called and asked to please redo it, they never got back. I called, I think you called, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if you want to make a lot of money, just be a good contractor and call people back and give them quotes for what they want, because it's very difficult to actually get what you're looking for, it seems, is what I'm learning. But yeah, I can't get anybody on the phone to actually give me, they're telling me that they don't even think that a 200,000 BTU unit's a thing, even though we have one hanging in the highway garage, and I can look it up online. I know I was big on trying to buy this independently and have somebody come and install it, but you can't even really find somebody who's willing to just come in and install something that we buy. And there's a bunch of other stuff that they're taking the old stuff out, and they have to redo some things and stuff. So it's the lowest one. The other one was, I think, at least $5,000 more. So I'm fine with it, looking at the whole project.
Okay,
Okay.
Scott?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, on to the new town hall update. Councilman Reifenberg.
All right, so just an update from 2 weeks ago, kind of what's happened and what the plan is for the next 2 weeks. So over the past 2 weeks, if you drove by, you'll see that the front awning's been completely removed. That's not going back up. That's part of the plan. There's some cinder blocks exposed where that was. That's going to have stucco or new stuff put up there. That's not going to stay like that. Temporary heat and lighting has been installed. The final portion of the removal of items is being complete probably this week. The electrical's taking all the old wiring out right now. Last week they started on the first floor. It's a full concrete slab on the floor. They had a saw cut where any of the plumbing was going in. So all of last week they cut up majority of where they needed to do all of that, and they have to jackhammer and pull it all out. I was there today. They were thinking that they were finishing that up today or tomorrow. Once that's done, then they have to start digging down almost 3 feet, so the plumber contractor can come in and start laying the plumbing in. The trailers were installed. If you've drove by, you've seen that. This morning, we have a bi-weekly meeting. Every other week, we have a coordination meeting where we pull basically the prime contractors together, the construction management company, our engineer and architects, and then I sit in just to represent the town. We had that this morning. It's just kind of you're dealing with basically 4 different companies trying to coordinate how they're going to do everything and move through the next 2 weeks. So looking forward to the next 2 weeks. After the saw cutting's done, they're going to start excavating those areas this week. Once that's done, then plumbing is going to come in behind them and start laying all the stuff in the ground for the plumbing on the first floor. While this is all happening, they've been building the duct system for the first floor off-site, and their goal is by next week they're going to start hanging duct systems from the ceiling. So they're moving super fast. One of the things that we have to address is that they're taking cabling and stuff out of the first floor. I'm going to use the wrong term because I don't build things, but there has to be a fire separation, I believe, between the first and second floor. So all of that has to be patched before they put up the duct work. So that's an example of coordinating between the electrician, who has to now go in and fix all of that before the HVAC person comes in and installs the ductwork, and then they wouldn't be able to fix it. So they're working on all of that. And then the general contractor, if they get the excavation done, they might move upstairs to start putting some petitions and walls up there. So we're moving a lot faster than I thought we would. But yeah, I guess I'll talk about the generator and I'll talk about the generator now, just because we only have a resolution, we don't have a discussion. So we have a resolution for a generator and a transfer switch on the agenda. So as we talked about the last couple months, there were certain items that we pulled out of the contractor's contract for them to supply. One of them was a generator, because all they were going to do is exactly what we did, and that was to go out to a generator company and get a quote, but then they would mark it up 20 to 30% and it was kind of pointless. So the way we designed it was that the electrical contractor is responsible for putting all the conduit and all the wiring in place. They put the foundation in place, and then the town, we just buy it, and then it gets trailered there, and then they even have to pay to have the crane to remove it and put it in place and all that. So all we're doing is buying it and getting it to site. Part of their contract and the amount we're already paying them includes all of the other stuff. So just to give you an idea, when we talked to the design team about this generator, they were quoting it was going to be over $300,000 to get this bought and hooked up if we had put it in the bid package. We have a resolution tonight for the transfer switch and the generator for $140,000. So we're saving a significant amount of money by just doing some quick work. This wasn't that time consuming. So we've tried to do that with a couple items like the court benches and things like that when we were going through the planning process. So I don't know if anybody has any questions about the generator or the transfer switch. Just Cookingham. You accidentally turned it on.
Sorry. With looking just at the generator and the specs and that quick, were you able to go ask H.A. Schreck since they sell Generac themselves?
So
Just for service-wise, that's my
yeah,
biggest.
so I
mean,
don't
they
have
probably
the
went out to
actual.
bid.
So basically, how this all went down was that we went through Sourcewell, which is normally we'd have to put this out to bid.
That's right.
Supposedly, if you go through Sourcewell, it's supposed to be
Correct.
the best pricing. So what happens is on Sourcewell, they have a contact direct to Generac corporate.
Okay.
I spoke to them, and what they did is they then spoke to the local company that would service this. I don't know exactly where they are.
Okay.
But they put us in touch, and they're the ones that actually supplied the quote. So it's not from like corporate Generac or anything like that. It's whoever's local that would be servicing it as well.
Okay.
I for some reason only printed the one page that has the
Right,
price.
that's why
I
I
don't
just want to
know,
make sure, just because that's
it-
the biggest thing is the maintenance and the service to make
Yeah, they're
sure.
local, whoever it is.
Right, okay.
So- And that's another reason why we didn't put this out to bid, is that it is from a competitive bidding. It's called Sourcewell. We get a lot of stuff from them, but.
Okay, we'll move on to resolutions. I'd like a motion for Resolution 200 of 2025, a resolution awarding contract to Nature Works Enterprises for the construction of Katie Field Basketball Court.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This is very exciting, by the way. I have people come in and kids and everything come in. They are so excited about this basketball court. You would think that you were handing them gold pieces. Okay, I'd like a motion for 201 of 2025, appointment of constable, court officer, part-time alternate.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'd like a motion for 202 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the co-attorney to the town to sign a consent judgment settling the Salt Point Advisors LLC versus the Town of Pleasant Valley, Dutchess County, index number 2024-52983, tax certiorari proceeding.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, this is the consent? Okay, thank you. Okay, I'd like a motion for 203 of 2025, a resolution authorizing the town to enter into a contract for the purchase of a Generac industrial diesel engine turbine generator set with turbocharged after-cool six-cylinder 12.91 engine from ES Energy Systems for the new town hall.
So moved.
Now, you all have to repeat that, okay?
Second.
And
All in
just,
favor? Oh, it's
for
not-
some reason, Warren put this as a roll call, so.
What you call it? That
Oh.
doesn't state, hold on one second. That doesn't state the transfer switch, is that?
It's all part of the
Okay,
same
I
quote,
just want
yeah.
to make sure. That's fine.
Mary Beth, if you could. Thank you.
Supervisor Albrecht,
Aye.
Councilman Reifenberg,
Aye.
Councilman Deegan is absent, Councilwoman Chapman is absent, Councilman Cookingham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And then can I just, on this and if the resolution for the third-party testing passes, can you get with Emily or Warren tomorrow and try to get this stuff like signed and sent over ASAP? Because I'll give you examples, the testing, they're gonna be pouring, once the plumbing's in, they're gonna start pouring concrete, and they're gonna need testing, and this has super long lead on the transfer switch and the generator, so, thanks.
Okay, I'd like a motion for 204 of 2025, a resolution accepting a proposal received from Atlantic Testing Laboratories Limited for special inspection and construction materials engineering and testing services in conjunction with the Town Hall renovation project.
So moved.
Second.
All in
And-
favor?
And Warren
Oh,
put in a
sorry.
roll call on this one, too.
Oh,
They all say that. I don't.
Do
that's
they?
because
He always
yeah,
calls it out on his.
He always calls me on. Go ahead.
Supervisor Albrecht,
Aye.
Councilman Reifenberg,
Aye.
Councilman Deegan is absent, Councilwoman Chapman is absent, Councilman Cookingham.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay. This was tabled. Do I untable it first?
Yeah, I'll make a motion on table resolution 1211 of 2024, amending the Helen Aldridge Park project budget.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sorry. And I just have a question for Emily. I just don't remember us ever untabling something, like, for example, this was, I think from last year,
It was.
and it was motioned by me and Jen at the time. We've just untabled it, but we obviously had Councilman Apicino at the time. Is it fine for us to vote on this by just untabling it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll just do okay. I'd like a motion for 1211.
It's already been motioned and
Oh,
seconded.
I'm sorry, just second.
We just need to
Oh,
vote.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Okay. I'd like a motion for Resolution 205 of 2025, authorizing furnace replacement for the highway garage.
So I'll make a motion to allow it on the agenda first.
Oh, thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then I'll make a motion for 205 of 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. I'll make a motion to allow Resolution 206 of 2025 on the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'd like a motion for 206 of 25, authorizing the purchase of transfer station truck.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I'd like a motion to open the public comment portion of the meeting.
So moved. I just need a second.
Sorry. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Would anybody like to speak?
Mary Meyer, Clark Heights. I probably should have got up and asked earlier. I don't know if you guys realize that tonight's it's an anniversary. It was this meeting in 2021 that you guys all voted, well, not all of you, to put Helen Aldridge the monies into an account for the bathrooms up there. So anyway, it's an anniversary you guys should all know about because it's been 4 years tonight. I just wondering if there's any updates on that. Along with, there's some other things that have dropped off the old business. The mill pump update, it was that same spring that the fire department was here about that as well, and any water updates. So these are a few things that have dropped off the old business that I was hoping that maybe we'd get updates on sometime in the near future. Thanks.
Not seeing anyone else up, I'd like a motion to close the public comment portion of the meeting.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I would like a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for coming. Have a good night. It's making very, very, very weird noise tonight.
Somebody's messing with your sliders down there.
No, it's not that.
No, I told them that I'd break their hands if they did it
I know
anyway.
who it is.